Broadcasting from the Symphony studio in Marietta, Georgia, it's time for the Technology Harmony podcast, brought to you by Symphony Technology Solutions. Tune in every week as we spotlight the very best minds in our industry. Now, here are your hosts.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode of the Technology Harmony podcast, brought to you by Symphony Technology Solutions. I am your host, the social media marketing manager here at Symphony, Katie Galley. In this series, we speak with and learn from the top thought leaders in the property technology space. In the Symphony studio with us today, we have telecommunications consultant and project manager at Newcomb and Boyd, Josh Walker. How are you doing, Josh?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by and just being willing to share your story with us today.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me. Looking forward to it.
Of course. Well, I am too. And so, Josh, just to kind of get the ball rolling a little bit, I wonder, can you just tell us a little bit about your own professional journey and how you ended up with the job that you have today?
Yeah, sure. I've been in the industry for about 17 years now. Soon out of college, I got a degree in telecommunications management. From there, I moved into HIPAA compliance, which was just starting out in the healthcare industry, and I was helping implement the compliance to healthcare, local area healthcare firms around Atlanta. And then from there, I moved on to inventory management solutions, where I would maintain networks for data capture equipment, barcode scanners, and things like that. And from my experience with that, I moved on to starting my own business. And I did that for about 10 years. And then I came across an opportunity with one of the leading student housing developers in the country, Landmark Properties. And at the time, they were starting a new construction division, and they needed somebody to manage their low voltage implementations on the construction side. So I got on with them, and I was doing the design, the project managing, and everything with that. And during my tenure with them, I'd say 3 or 4 years, they were starting to grow, and then they kind of organized the construction management of everything, and decided to go with a third-party firm. So they dissolved my position, and then from there, I came across Newcomb and Boyd, and been here ever since. Very happy. The firm's 97 years old. It actually started in 1923. One of the great stories I like telling people is that the Fox Theater back in 1934, our firm designed the first mechanical HVAC system in the Fox Theater. Wow. So that's a really neat story to tell, but I'm really, really happy where I'm at now.
Yeah, I love that. You can trace back to Atlanta origins.
Yes.
Being part of the Fox Theater. That's awesome.
Yep.
And so, Josh, for you now, being with Newcomb and Boyd, how did you ultimately grow into the position that you are in today as a telecommunications consultant and project manager?
Well, when I was with Landmark, I was over their entire portfolio of their urban high-rise developments over the entire country. And it was a very involved position. And then, like I said, when everything stopped there and I got on with Newcomb and Boyd, they're very defined in what they do. And communications has always been my first thing. I mean, I can do security and audio visual and everything, but my heart is at communications and infrastructure and getting these buildings designed, for the internet connectivity, and be able to give the clients, very technologically advanced systems in place for when they move in, whether if it's multifamily, hospitality, Class A office. I have experience doing the designs and all the different verticals there. And with Newcomb and Boyd, they just gave me one direct path. I got on with their communications team, and that's been helped me to thrive, is the fact that I can focus and only be involved in one particular aspect of the industry, which is the communications on the construction side.
And so, Josh, then why do you have that heart for communications? Why did you, come to love this area specifically?
Well, it's interesting you asked that. Actually, my uncle used to be a senior vice president. We used to be, now it's defunct, MCI, which was one of the leading telecommunications companies back in the 80s and 90s. And then when they went under, they sold all their communications, all their networks to Verizon Wireless. And I was just about to finish up college when the company went under, and I thought to myself, well, I already have this degree, so I need to do something with it. And I've enjoyed the technology. It's grown exponentially ever since. with AT&T and everybody. So now it's gotten to the point that, with this COVID-19, everybody's working from home now, and even our firm, we have a great VPN technology. Our entire firm has the ability to work from home now. We can still do all of our drawings, still collaborate with our other teams, work with our architects, work with our general contractors. So we haven't really seen a very big hiccup with the COVID-19, with everybody having to work from home here recently.
And that's because did you already have that infrastructure in place to allow that to happen?
Yes, we sure did.
That's awesome. And so you guys it's kind of living in that state of preparedness then. And so then for you looking forward, like you said, it didn't really impact the workflow that much, but do you see other adaptations or more adaptations specifically with Newcomb and Boyd or in your industry with telecommunications that might need to start happening? Or do you see any shifts or trends starting to come about in the telecommunications space because of COVID-19?
Not necessarily in the particular construction space. I mean, we're starting to do, virtual site walks with general contractors, with, FaceTime, with different things, because, not only we're all the designers, we're also the like owner's representative for the owner who pays the general contractor. We'll make sure that they're installing everything to our design, and sometimes means and methods will dictate exactly how things go in. So we'll come to agreement on making sure everything's down to the Big C standards as far as the installation techniques and everything goes. But as far as changing the industry because of this, I don't really foresee it too much. We're not, in closed, confined quarters. Even our office, for example, is already set up. We're a team-driven environment where each of us are broken up on our own teams, and we have our own open floor plan with team pods that, ironically, we're already sitting about 3 or 4 or 5 feet away from each other. So it actually works out well for when we do go back to the office.
Yeah, you guys were already prepared for something like this, which is amazing.
Ironically, yes.
Right, ironically. So now, Josh, specifically with those virtual walkthroughs, like you were saying, is there anything that comes up that is a challenge? Because I imagine being in person and being able to physically walk through a space versus a virtual walkthrough. Are there any issues that have arisen in that specifically, or not really? Has it been a seamless transition into the virtual walkthroughs?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been that troublesome at all, to be honest with you. It's more or less just making sure you have the correct connectivity to be able to stream a live video, either over FaceTime. But everything's starting to get so condensed with the 5G implementation. A lot of our projects are in urban environments that we have cell phone towers close by or whatnot. So we really haven't had that big of a lag. In our connectivity and whatnot, as we're doing the virtual site walks.
Okay. And that makes sense that would be the biggest maybe hiccup that you would come across, because
Correct.
I guess the video capacity is probably pretty adept. You could with phones now or any technology, but then you're right. I mean, the connectivity then would be the only really big issue.
That's correct.
Yeah. Well, Josh, if someone wanted to learn more about you and more about Newcomb and Boyd and everything that you guys are doing, how might they get in touch with you and learn more?
Well, we have a very elaborate website, Newcomb-Boyd.com, where we get into every different sector we're involved in, has a bio about every person there. And of course, my email address, jwalker@Newcomb&Boyd. I can be found on LinkedIn under Josh Walker. There you'll see my history and what all I've been doing. So that's them 2 ways about the best ways to get in touch with me. If anybody wants to reach out for any current projects, any consulting or anything they need, we'll be happy to help.
Thank you all for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. To learn more about our guest and their company, check out the show notes for the relevant links. If you would like to learn more about us here at Symphony, of course, subscribe to our podcast on our YouTube channel. And don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook at Symphony Technology Solutions and on Instagram at Symphony Tech Solutions. Here at Symphony, our ultimate goal is to make harmonious music out of all the technological noise. And we hope today's episode helped in doing just that. See you next time.